Hey family, it's Dr. Yeti. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about all things real estate, money, and mindset, especially for first-gen homeowners who are determined to do things differently. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something that quietly drains the joy and the budget out of renovation projects. The invisible costs that haunt your budget. You know, the stuff you don't see coming until it's already too late. Let's be honest. If you've ever watched one of those HGTV shows and thought, wow, they made that kitchen remodel look easy. I'm here to tell you that in real life, it's not just the backsplash that costs extra. It's the hidden fees, the unexpected delays, and those little surprises that make you question if you should have ever started. Let's start with something every homeowner in 2025 is still feeling. Material price spikes. Remember how everything went up after 2020? Lumber, paint, flooring, you name it. Well, even though the headlines have moved on, prices never really went back down to where they used to be. I've seen clients get quotes for tile that doubled in price within 3 months. And that means if your contractor gave you an estimate last spring, it might be outdated by the time you actually start your project. Here's the thing. That's not your contractor's fault, but it is your responsibility to budget for it. Always pad your renovation budget by at least 10 to 15%. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's cheaper than having to stop mid-project because you ran out of money. Now let's talk about those permit and inspection fees. These little line items add up faster than you think. You start off with one permit for electrical, then another for plumbing, then, surprise, a separate inspection fee every time they have to recheck something. And depending on your city or county, these costs can multiply with every revisit. It's almost like they're saying, oh, you didn't pass the first time? That'll be another $100, please. So when you're setting your renovation budget, always ask for a full breakdown of all city and county fees up front. Don't assume they're included, because 9 times out of 10, they're not. And then there's the classic, the change order trap. This one's a silent killer. It starts off innocent. You're like, hey, since you're already working on the kitchen, can we just move that wall a little bit? And your contractor smiles and says, sure, no problem. But behind the scenes, that small tweak triggers a whole new series of costs. New permits, extra labor, new materials. Suddenly, your $500 change becomes a $5,000 invoice. If you're enjoying this episode so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And remember, if you've ever experienced a nightmare renovation or unexpected cost, I want to hear your story in the comments. You might just see it featured in our next episode. So, don't hold back. Now let's move into what I call the contractor's convenient omissions. You know, the stuff they forget to tell you until you're already knee-deep in demo. One of my favorites, or least favorites, is the timeline myth. When a contractor says, it'll take a few weeks, go ahead and multiply that by 2 or 3. Because between material delays, weather, inspections, and other jobs they're juggling, a few weeks often means a few months. I've seen homeowners living out of one room for the entire summer because their 3-week bathroom remodel turned into a 90-day saga. Then there's what I call subcontractor roulette. You may have hired your contractor, but you're not always getting their team. Many times, the work gets passed down to whoever's available, and that's where problems start. Different people, different standards, and sometimes no accountability. So before signing anything, ask exactly who will be doing the work and whether they're licensed and insured. And please, read the fine print on warranties. Just because they say 1-year warranty doesn't mean you're covered for everything. Some only cover materials, others only labor, and some require you to report defects within a short window, like 30 days. If you wait too long, they'll claim it's wear and tear. Don't fall for that. Get it in writing and understand exactly what's protected. Now let's talk about the hidden dangers you won't see coming. These are the things that can turn a renovation from exciting to terrifying overnight, like structural surprises. You open up a wall expecting to find a simple stud, and instead, you find rot, mold, or worse, an old electrical system that looks like it was wired by a toddler with a screwdriver. Every renovation, especially in older homes, carries that risk. And let's not forget the big 3. asbestos, lead, and other hazardous materials. If your home was built before the 1980s, you absolutely need to test before demo, because once those particles get into the air, it's not just expensive, it's dangerous. I've seen projects stop for weeks while teams come in to safely remove materials the contractor didn't even test for. Always test before anyone swings a hammer. And then there's the scariest sound in renovation: silence. When your contractor stops answering the phone, they vanish, and suddenly you're left staring at half-finished drywall, wondering where your money went. That's why you need a contract that clearly outlines how and when payments will be made, and what happens if communications stops. Which brings me to protecting your project. Before any work starts, you need 3 things: a detailed, ironclad contract, a contractor you've vetted like a private investigator, and a payment plan that protects you. A good contract isn't just about price, it's about scope, deadlines, penalties for delays, and warranties. It should outline everything, down to who's responsible for cleaning up debris, because if it's not in writing, it doesn't exist. Next, do your homework. Don't just rely on online reviews. Call their past clients, visit past job sites if you can, and verify licenses and insurance. A legitimate contractor will never be offended by your due diligence. And when it comes to payments, consider using an escrow account or milestone-based schedule. Never pay the full amount up front. You want the leverage to protect yourself if something goes sideways. Finally, once your renovation is complete, don't disappear. Stay involved. Do a post-renovation walkthrough with your contractor. Make a punch list, all the little things that need touching up or fixing, and schedule a follow-up visit in 30 days. It's easier to get things corrected while the job is fresh than months later when they've moved on to another project. But here's the part most people forget: protecting your peace of mind. Renovations are stressful. They test your patience, your finances, and your relationships. So practice communication mastery. Set regular check-ins, document everything, and don't be afraid to get firm when necessary. You're not being difficult. You're being smart. And remember, not every battle is worth fighting. Learn the art of compromise. Sometimes, it's okay to let go of a minor aesthetic detail if it means staying on schedule or budget. Focus on the big picture: a safe, functional, beautiful home. So, as you plan your next renovation or construction project, keep this in mind. It's not just about design or decor. It's about preparation, clarity, and protection. You can avoid 90% of the horror stories you hear simply by asking the right questions and getting everything in writing. All right, family, that's all for today's episode. If this helped you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's about to start a renovation. And if you've ever been through a renovation nightmare, or maybe you avoided one because of something you learned, share your story in the comments. You might just hear it featured in the next episode.